minutes past the hour of 7 meeting at the Mansan Son for Kojo Preko Dankwah. You just join us at Kessben TV. Me watching Emo Akwaba. Saso and I will join here at 92.9. Me da wase so do video at 92.9.
Me watching Emo Akwaba eba Kessben 92.9 and afi so Kessben TV so Kessben Maakye sunye meeting at the Mansan Son for Kojo Preko Dankwah. And I make sure say any day dafofo ewo wabrabom and until wasora no pay ya boya wo ewie die sorry waka na fa kokudru enante nyenye gidi se eye den a erade ebeye amaw eno ti no breakthrough ebeba so sorry na fa wo fidie no eto 92.9 and afi so Kessben TV on DSTV channel 364 and then on Go TV channel 121 meeting at the Mansan Son for Kojo Preko Dankwah.
In fact, credit brokerage on land document perfection, and I feel so a prime brokerage. Now, face what a property, a document, they will turn into profit for you. Obenya Sika, now so dear Didi, Umpewe na Pedia, Eclipse Collateral Management. SMN controls some more here for more dental barrier. I'm obeying Medimosis Hospital and as a West African SHS 101. Yan in terminal from now could you come off for collateral home 054 383 2466 054 383 2466. Now when you Eclipse Collateral Management funding come up. Oh, who need to Messi and Sene Bessie Afifu from no now watch the show near ma. Now we plans no our person will move office if he a sumu hono. Now what they are by a baby a high wall. I don't think I make sure I said that 20 hours for Homa Woo. I said that 20 hours a dime papa. AC a town. Messi AC town. AC the center of the city. A circle haya. Omo Bay. What I phone head office no Hana Mobile. Messi office in the Yifi baby a one na win your customers. O pharmacy will consultancy in the office no will shop no. But if you are na Fabra that a 20 hours what in a bed dan papa and security there there Mr. Francis. O car park it up boy we safe. O customers is safe. And your back on more park or kwano hona say to two move side mirrors no. That be o sa office ya me bon hu dey rachre we. A glass on go on. The boss to the form for ye. By GB, the HB mount. Jack, Messi next year, office no. What the two traffic in here, never and saver. Office I live to know ye Juma 24/7. BBI, you okay? First floor security or second floor security. At the end of here. O customers and no clients in a safe. Messi and interment now one day a year as that Twin Towers if one bedroom come up. Number wow. That traffic need to win. The Pachawa branding and intel. I bet your office and next year o clients in a beba. So will be a shop, will be our businesses. Be a Pachawa as that Twin Towers. Brana BGB. Friend numbers when I'm paying for the command by GB. Let's say Fata 0244 900-449 0244 900-449 and I said 020-511-0001 020-511-0001. Now when I'm paying for the command. I said that 20 hours. I was circle hey tell us on office no. I had a man I was getting term Jack and yes I say y'all As in I catch us at SO Herbal Hospital, papa. When you na kusu. Stone boy need the ben you want to me go heavy kwesi P26 want to me heavy. Ebe ha adwene ye pa what you on pounds na wo hu de ekọ ne de ba. Me pa chowa when you know I blind when you know as a kataba me pa chowa yenko SO Herbal Hospital no mbebo glaucoma cataract and I face to total blindness partial blindness. Nina fabro mbehwa ma o. Nanya no nko a o. Omo stroke, omo diabetes, hepatitis B. Alcohol addiction, almost fibroid, cancer of all kinds, liver and kidney or disorders, prostate disorders, candidiasis, and after sexual weaknesses, STD, bedwetting, HIV, and after malaria, kudro, fever. Me pachowa, yen in temna bra, no meshama, omo laps in a city. Hey, feye, infidie wo ho, bibia ye kama. Me say, lab no, hey, Obende. Eba chamo wa him for mo wa Amasama Stadium Junction no hono mo wo. And into the end terminal from na fa eye bra kwaku fa ntiama ko fa bra kwesi ko. Le beboa ye pa 055 5529253 055-5529-253 and I said 0503449444 0503449444 and I said 027285911.
It was breakfast in bed.
Nami yenye wupe. Oh, the many down. Get him many down. I don't say many can.
Wake up a phobia.
I don't say many can.
Wake up a phobia. Wake up a phobia.
And it's 7:49 where the studios of Kessben 92.9 I feel so Kessben TV so no me was say so do a video no at one DSTV channel is channel 364 and I feel so on Go TV channel 121 on Facebook Kessben 92.9 Kessben 92.9 Pachoko home share like and I feel so comment making kind nyina so ama or WhatsApp and I feel so text messages nyina so no making kind nyina ama and then and paying for better see bidding come Honorable Daniel Ashaman, Executive Director Complementary Education and former MP for Boom of the NDC, Betina Sasso and Yaboa, a member of the MPP Communication Officer Brian campaign team. So Betina Sinafi, the discussions no Ashishaso Amau. And it know for comment no be Biabra making kind nina Amau. It's been back to back when it comes to the issue of a constitutional review. I'm for can say fata say sacre muka crazy say ya ba kon ache enema samba and into the nema bebre ho no ma say hwe na ye kenya mu ni sesem na manu so nti and omampanyi John Dramani Mahama bae no or establish say yemfa constitutional review committee no montena se no mo hwehwem no nko no mo nim Ghana fonko din komotimamu fondin komone yen kire de yeso yepe efa constitution say banese yebesesemu a de sese yesesemu no yenye ne nyina. And indeed there are too many proposals are aba constitutional review for no atena se akotre no mo de gu nkrata so de akomo mampanyi nra na omode nkrata no nyina ekomo mampanyi sese the legal team no na omo so omahwem ento ankosi se yebedi bronya ni new year wie no na yasate another committee a ombehwe ometumi ama mrano etumi aye de sene de fata but no enkomo enese anope yeba bedie esane se committee no edin semba bebre na bepie mu a esese edi ho enkomo yie pa ento no yehwe na yendi ho enkomo dia na yekọ ora Dr. Daniel Apia or your governance, political, and also public sector reforms expert at University of Ghana. Most of the things on Modiabano, the topical ones in Edi Hong but Sena Midi can you be streamlining na and never be wumpa SSC Edi Hong Kong. I didn't know, you need this animal in Hong Kong. I Zoom na mene Dr. Apia. Daniel Apia, governance, political, and public sector reforms expert in Komo of University of Ghana. Now, if you hear the any day, Benina dog, me watching. I'm a kwaba about a Kessben 92.9. I feel so Kessben TV. So, Bibi Abokoria.
Kessben 92.9 Onia mema wache bibia eboko mema etifo nyina so ache bibia eboko I hope so was so here
Eradi adom me ho ye pa se na wa hye fitted na so ho ye pa let's say bibia inkunimdie na wodie no Christmas na wodie no wa
yes I prepare nyame eni edi ni ye ye wo nkwan de da nyame ase
ye de radi ase yan hwe ne ani nkomo ne yan fa the issue of a constitution review for omo enyem ma ye wie no mo de akodan eyo mampani no omo bobo so ba ko mienu miense bia ye feel say yesese edi hu nkomo ye but one has to do with the tenure of a presidency in this country, the extension from 4 to 5 years. And indeed, Yebekaya since 2016 thereabout, Yebekaya Ayo Mampenyin Dada Ora John Ejekum Kufuor really came out strongly with this proposal. And even he did it, I think, the last State of the Nation address, Grano. I mean, he emphasized on it, making it, I mean, more unique for the African countries to move into this space. Menoka say, dog, most countries are practicing it on the African continent, and it is indeed major. Osho, Algeria, Angola, Benin, Botswana, Burkina Faso, Kessben, Central African Republic, Chad, Comoros. A lot of them are into the 5-year regime. Would it help us as a country called Ghana?
In constitutional development na since independence ubehuno say a free 1950 sade banyina 1960 sade banyina na Ghana ye tenure of office no 5 years 5 years 5 years 5 years 1979 enkwa na afi ye babe no say parliament enko 5 years na afi presidency no enko 4 years and after 1992 yede eba 4 years asende wakana wo hwe bibi memu nyina okoyehye nyina ye Ghana nkwa oni Nigeria na ye practice 4 years no 4 years no nso de ye governance aspect na wo hwe already World Bank report IMF report chair say even ye pursue developments crampona ye here a bit longer term to pursue transformational developments na ye ni a friend is saying in fear do I was ye here ye ni bi to me pursue sa development and into ubesha political parties no manifestos no more sa 4 years no sanity no ubesha abanse bi MPP for omode project bit say planting for food and jobs because ukwa kodua board any banchin there within 4 years no ubetumi atwa so aba mobia enye bi edi na binipa bebre enye bi edi na wo pese o man no so for animu a enye planting for food and jobs so kwa kosi kwa afi na kwa kodua board any banche enye no na ema o man konanim wo hwe ndisi fo insu a wo hwe flagship project bit say nkokon ketenketen se bi wo pese wo bu man no konanimu a akokon ketenketen nkokon ba na fi yedi ebu man Kokoba fe no within 4 years de obenyini ni ba be ba be biare intino sa 4 years o mai bia ni we be mema o de sa 4 years ye adwuma agese ye ni Nigeria for kokofa o hwe Ghana ni Nigeria suban no so a ya ye pe ya ka akiri amai be bra be san ho inti se ne ye sha ase a kwa me nkromama bresu nyina na ye 5 year 10 or 5 year 10 or ya ebibi man nyina esua Ghana ekope ye 5 year 10 systems of governance a omode esensan ye hui na afa ye momu afa ba be shorten ya ama ye man no aka akire no enom na ye former president Kufuor ene abra na Mahama nso owo opposition omo nyina aka se sa 4 years ne de omo atutu akwan akoba bibebre na enya de eboa okwa akopa investors kra mutumi ka kire se o tenure no 4 years very short into eba investment transformational investment enche bia na elections aba na for bia nso no egujem into sa 4 years no okwa compare transformational investors for industrialization bebre na ya mpese yebeba afeni ye ko galamse ye kwako ye friends enyoma be bia omunim say elections no se bi ojabi kokotomu a omuntimi nkonko boka no na afi yebeko nti sa yeah, standing from 4 years to 5 years ne dia ya dia ya manije pa na American unhu bi o Asia ebi ni baby Asian countries be any Africa 54 countries e move 52 obi en wo ye for 4 years Ghana ne ekokofa ba be chechire ye komu yes ye pese ye Pam Rollins ntem anana bambu no abedi so ache into within 4 years de enche ebeso obeko nanso wo kọ ne ho se de na bedi chire obeba no ono so sa 4 years you ntimi mfanya bi papa bia enti say afei Constitutional Review Commission no akase extending from 4 to 5 means na ne kwan so ano no aman ene yebu oman ye chechire ye ntumi mfa nkokon ketenketen ne planting for food and jobs ntumi embuma nti eno ne de
Dog, ebiaka say the American model na yafano. I mean Ghana and Nigeria. I think we are the only two countries that have practiced the American model of the 4-year term. Other political scientists have also said that moving it from 4-year to 5-year is to say you are leading the one who is on to encourage him or that said government to do more when it comes to corruption and other things. You are going to allow them to misbehave when it comes to almost tenure of office moving from 4 to 5 years. Because when it is 4, then the person now realizes the fact that as I said, now moving it to 5 years, the corruption, the anticipation of people seeing ministers and the term of government will be corrupt in terms of doing 4 years upon ye any massive corruption like this. Now by more 5 years.
Yo, say Constitutional Review Commission reports now. Corruption institutions, anti-corruption institutions, idea on so much strengthen ye pa. Na see American model na. So because Ghana ye copy na ye practice American model na enimusa and say American president no 4 years. O kwa parliament na your friend the Senate na 6 years.
Okay.
Yeah, so 6 good years. Within sa almost 4 year tenure no, almost Congress no, almost equal to 2 years. Into Donald Trump abeya ne nyoma bi etore bi nkoye once within 2 years no almost as more pam the congressman no be. Yeah, Chinese say yeah, my one transfer 4 years and son we hu say congressman now mo ne o edi adwuma bi a ye ninje ho no oya say pam into Trump obekọ na sa 6 senate members na mo 6 years no that's why wo ho. Into Ghana ekwan bi anywhere ye practice American model no omo model no is so different. Okay. Supreme Court no so Donald Trump and president bi en wo beba obetimi appointing members to the Supreme Court. I just said ye obi o hono ma wawu ana wa free mo ana just obi a resign it. Yen so dey entesa into omo checks and balances no more practice hono no ye very very strong. Now also Constitutional Review Commission committee omo report na one of the key recommendations omo dia be is to strengthen the checks and balances by clearly defining the powers of the president as head of government. Now, appointment to bet me, and then defining the powers of the president as head of state. So, you might be doing a different head of government. No, say, wo ena waba a oba be appoint and oba be form of government. No appoint 2 ministers. A only be juma. Na eno nche say no ntini uwo tumi nyina say wo na also appoint chief justice wo na also appoint a friend saying chairpersons of electoral commission wo na also appoint a friend saying auditor general say bi the odi animu wo na also appoint attorney general no mde into omo take the powers of the president no as a head of state no ama omo aye ne say now ababe more of ceremonial. Into Usha, it be said chairperson of electoral commission, auditor general, and nominate friend is saying chief justice no me our powers na first na president no so no be appointed in consultation with a council of state no ya Jeffrey ho. Say see dear council no momu na omobe use merit and obi a say no fata ni ahwehwe nipa no na for mo aye omo interview into the council no agituma president no need to me bia so beka say we dia mempe. For the first time we are clearly separating the powers of head of government and the president as head of government, from the powers of the president as head of state to strengthen the independence and then checks and balances. Inti economy idea omo aya pa so mine no betimi akoni no say separation of powers of state yetumi strengthen no na commission na idea wo hono papa I was saying no ye bomb abaso yi pa.
Dog, one of the main reasons in Tia na then Omampenyi Dada Ora John Ejokunkufuor was trumpeting the 5-year tenure. One has to do with looking at in quote, we are seen as a developing country. Therefore, if you allow 5-year regime obi obaba establishing a policies and afi so a bit intimi pa na de and tankosi 4 years in the na wetumi e de aye 1 year na Canadian na bia prepare for elections and all that. Now, that was that time. Now we know we have development countries, we have middle people, and then we have the advanced. If then we're looking for 5 years as a developing country, we are still seeing ourselves as developing countries. We have not even tout ourselves as middle to even say that we have even moved from middle and even advancing. Are we still going to play within this space to say all these things and then the Kenya who 5 years or a developing country in the entire was
still a Ghana a developing country. Obi crack my business was a time and a president for Kase ye here for 5 years to give the presidency more time no. That time na metemeka me drive from Accra eba Kumasi. Now within 2.5 hours the na medu. And they say drive from Kumasi to Accra and just 6 hours Accra no so to me do ana why ade pa. O man no kwan de ekọ na chiri. Wo hwe Afro Barometer reports no muni ade aba nyina no a. At that time anankọ fo bebre wo gidie e wo ye democracy mu. And more than 30% of citizens who shared the latest Afro Barometer report almost a per soldier buying because a democracy no aban ye to and so development ready ye hunu because of my no konechi. And as a developing country be answer we need transformational changer. And 4 years na make o my be any wo bibi memu and now ko Asia o matumi transform ye di 4 year 10 way etumi aye bida e bi nsi wo ba bia da na e bi nsi wo ba bia da. It is wo say wo betna sa 4 years no so na abatwa na obeya ebibi mem nipa bebre de ye bebo wo say so wo de wo ta to aba wo de wo ta esesa amampani no ne ade entema e bia enko ntokwa na emom se wo hwe trend a ekọ na menua say ya nyensa kraye kese senior president Amaka revolutionary changer menyin se ye man e bia mfie be ye du obi nka se boni bi mra se wo hwe trend a ekọ na senior nipa ni abrena Ghana, send your latest after one of the Afro Barometer reports on my countries Ibia or so Munsha ye answer within be medium be 10 years, 12 years, one share as our countries no a jabet me to Ghana bako. Countries somebody almost appointed ye nyina bit to say, sir, your friend is saying Cameroon and nominate Tanzania nomnia de. Meanwhile, when was I say hon in a jar to ho. And then enya was a yet now yen hang. Or see a take research seriously. So what your man wona abatwa na wo ye na emum ya abatwa na kwa say crocodile ni alligator. The baby bia na se ni suban no a because omu ni a long-term transformational vision bia. I just say planting for food and jobs think kokon keten dia. No man nya de beko bia. Anything I say ye no very serious. Into ye no de say na kan Ghana is a developing country and for a developing country. For instance, RMF report, World Bank report will tell you, say, who need medium to long term to reform your institutions. You know, medium to long term to be able to implement development projects. Now, 4 years, you find move on my, you find a move on my, your friend is saying, impuntu, a war, a regime, nipan hotomon, you find 4 years in fun. Yet, si baby ada na American, a business baby ada. And then say a nearby a so say about 1992 ya to about ma nipa dem was afraid the democracy not stabilize here. And so the title of the Constitutional Review Commission report. So I say moving Ghana from electoral democracy ojina about now to a developmental democracy. A democracy afi otumi ni development no etumi a produce resource nipa no any budget. And 4 years to 5 years there, a year say a hia papa. Say no nimukra anka all the other reforms abano enya ade anka mani beje nka nkosi hwe.
No, I would do a good one with the other countries who have started, with this one. For instance, if you look at Chad, African country called Chad, 2 year, 5 terms since 2023, constitutional reform, you're looking at Djibouti, you're looking at Eritrea, you're looking at Botswana, Burkina Faso, Benin, and all that. If these countries are practicing, all of them have had these transformational referendums to see them positioned to do 5 years. We want to see how effective in terms of economy-wise, in terms of political stability, in terms of health and all that, in how that crooning now, they're able to really survive with one president going for maybe a 5-year term means that 10 years. If the person can do, then the person can do 10-year regime and all that. How the advantage and disadvantage, and because we're looking at the advantage now. What about the disadvantage where 5 year, 10 years, then one country is still under pressure, where things are not going well. We have witnessed some here in this country where we've had economic challenges. If we're supposed to do 5 years, you would have imagined what would have happened to us even just about now. They mean that would have done just 3-year term of that hardship that we are in. How do we survive as a country when we push ourselves into this?
When you say, na me didn't say other countries abubo nyina omusua free Ghana sa 5-year term no. Na yenye die afi omba besua free ye hoi na afi yenye yesa ye de na omu nyina ba besinsan ye ho. Enti o say ho ye hye no so. Ina sa 5 years yi sanya wo hwe report na sanya omo structure the new constitutional framework na. Sa constitutional framework na ti ho no mo say bia ban aba besin atwam no hu say emri bi na afi MPs be 80 to 100 almost sorry tia your former finance minister say yentu na dia so yen vote against him. Sa constitutional structure ne ho anka kwan bia ne ho no ma your former finance minister be say Ken Ofori-Atta nko be office, because now the new constitutional friends and recommendations say members of parliament now, who say minister binajuma nkoya yento no so aba enta say ye penana ye mpeno ye to no so aba na afa ye say ye mpeno a o mampeni no need to me bia so retaining in office enti effectively no ye to no so aba na ye say asumesi minister we na dwumadi a ye na enye enti ye mpeno a ye to no so aba oluzu ya na sa minister no we free ho. Okay. And I say yes, same Constitution Review Commission proposals here by a nay in the Ohonoma. Oh, and Kasa, a friend is saying Anti-Corruption Commission, Ethics Commission is so independent here and autonomy. And Bebrena, Majis, and can go for Bebrene, or Mujinajina, as MDB or Mujina Honomi, and Kamuna, and can say, can be brave, be crank, if you say, Abian can be Brena, Egina, court, or more investigative man, or more trial. Because the former, the current constitutional framework, I passed in 1992, Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Nina Boom, and to say, ever try Obia, this Minister of Justice and Attorney General, or no obedi anymore. And on ASR Constitutional Review Committee, HSA, and your dear Babua, young answer you to a Mampenia Bessin, former President Kufomu HSA, or see a separate Attorney General's office from Ministry of Justice, near creating a more independent anti-corruption commission. Into Sanya Mania proposals on a new one emu. Into Nisa Yasha, yes, 5 years, no 4 years to 5 years in isolation, or see a shred the entire architecture na abano. Na idea papa.
Dog, why idea? And that pushes me to talk about decoupling the ministers from parliamentary friends from parliament, where we have to pick our ministers from there. Now, before I even get into that, now we are telling ourselves we are a developing country. Now we're looking at, if we're a developing country, then we want to look at our cost implications and our financial stance. Now, we are happy to say we want to even decouple justice from Attorney General. We are happy to say we want to strengthen these independent institutions where we need to pump in money, heavy money, into it. You and I have read the IMF report even regarding OSPs and all that. Now we are back again to come and tell us that we now the cost-effective way of running as a government, where we want to pick some or appoint ministers who are from from Parliament. Now we have to decouple it. Parliament be a parliamentarian. Then government is also going to now pick And the constitutional review proposal is saying that at least approximately 57 ministers you need to pick. Now, all these are cost implications on a developing country. How do we run it?
The bigger cost implication affect your mind, and it's day will be to be so abasa ko parliament. Na kokot na ho no mo ne boy na yenye emra a eye na nipa na ya appoint no additionally so ye minister ntino abribia almost obekọ abribia obekọ parliament na nipa no nti ho no mo parliament adwumadie no nso no eye adwumadie ye very serious pa wo se nipa ne tena ho at the committee level or review eye bills or ye studies or ye pensen mu ehwe se sa ye sa emra ya ebeboa ya na emboa ye ministers yenyaji ubekwa parliament no most of the time bebre na no muni hono and no na emma ye man yentumi enko ye nimu kese and internet emra bi hono ma fe bekwa parliament a unya nkofo mo betena ho mo beye inte bedu baby afa ye certificate of urgency na afa ya ration it through ye be ration through afa che ye be ba ye be hu se sa amra no kra no ye pass ne ntantemo omo antumi anyo mo adwuma ntemte emra no atochema afa ba be ha ye dwumadie ana ba be ha ye kankro. At the same time, nipa no so hwehwe no ministry a eto bia fo beba no sanso she parliament. Also tina ministry no hwehwe no kwa pro ehu se ne ministry adwuma no ekoso no. Wo hwehwe na hu no. Wo be hu no na afi no sanso te cabinet. Wo hu no parliament, wo hu no ministry, wo be ko no te cabinet. And internet ama the development through the ministries department agencies na nkoso. And no boy your former kase papa. And instance, I see about separate friend is saying parliament, and the functions and roles of a member of parliament from ministerial functions na a yadia a bit to me a boyang ema ye bet to me a buya mayano a ye. A biom sa usha a separation of powers here. Omo ya point almost say minister see. Omo report be free parliament beba emsenche bia ye kan budget wi no omo asanso ko parliament se kokoya approval of estimates ni ade nipa na ko ministry akwa hwehwe ono ani estimate akwa hwehwe ono ani ne no asanso dia parliament no asanso abegina ho no mobilize ne nkofo ose yanjintum ni asanso agiatum into there is no proper scrutiny, there is no proper checks and balances, and no na ebo ye form kase pa. Enti se ye separate sanyama mienu ministers no from members of parliament na ebe boayen ema yetumi become more efficient, yetumi run ministries ni yie ema members of parliament no so aye omo adwuma yie omo adwuma yie ya ye man no betumi akwa anim ye betumi hold the ministers no effectively accountable get asesane proye bi ekoso ba bia Beye members of parliament no ne committees no be hold the ministers no effectively accountable. Emu ya save sika bebre. Dia many of the times me come parliament na many or more MPs no tena say pensen mo to say bia recently budget abeka last 2 years ni nyina no me ko eni omodi nkita ho dia ye nyina ya gitum ministers MPs bebre nso agitum. So one of the areas are more minor to me and concern said there isn't much time for effective scrutiny of the report and then works of MMDAs because of so complex MP or your cabinet minister or something, member of parliament. Inti the separation in the media ehun hia pa. Inti so because I know the cabinet brain 57 ministers. Now at the same time, no yes so they kwa members of parliament na. Many nipa no enya dwon so ye trans ne say a cabinet na ye bo from sa fusing of members of parliament into ministerial positions into cabinets. Beyond that, it doesn't help us to ensure effective separation of powers and to hold government accountable and make it more efficient. Into say, cut this particular direction.
Dog.
Yes,
I will surely need a longer time period for us to really debate on this one and talk about it, because clearly I am looking at additional salary and benefits. I'm looking at increased government expenditure. I'm looking at operational and establishment costs. I'm looking at office space, equipment. I'm looking at too many things that is still going to burden the ordinary Ghanaian for them to come into his tax and all. But also, where do you tell the issue of DCs and MMDCs, you know, where you want to infuse in later the chiefs to also get themselves into it and all that. Are we not bringing the chiefs into politics now? Are we not then saying is even the state assemblies now is going to be election? Or these same politicians here will maneuver themselves into it and make it more political.
So what share election of MMDCs here? Nipa bebrina no yejitum say or see to omoswaba. At the same time, over 70% of Ghanaians say ya bre party semu into see to omoswaba me and party semu mbemu. And into Constitutional Review Committee no aya recommendations say yenti ekuo bi nsi ho no mo na mo enforce so electoral laws no. And into no at the end of the day the recommendations say yento MMDC swaba no eyade ehia pa. And I will share yen chiefs in swa. Omo mo kra legitimacy kese nso local level. So o share ntokwa abasre ma fe ye friends or atante hini se babe boan yen so ntokwa na e che yen say there is something that we are lacking in terms of legitimacy. Inte se dia hemfo no ebe mo se mombra ye mra wo local level monko border roma yen momfa mo meta kire e ma yentumi enye local governance ni ya na a right step and a step in the right direction. Into elections there or see a two so ba no mo hwe ye send ya man for ebre na gan over 70% and a 7 out of 10 eka say ye hia party se mo bia say MPP NDC CPP ne man be yin kwofo ne ento omo so aba no omo hwe ye na omo anka ye dia nipa no empe nipa no say ye mpe party sem se ne ye no Canada ye no baby no US baby ni aman baby ye local government Oman kasa be jina ho brenkro omu nyina party ni din mu no saa na ye pe no enye ba bia na o se de party sem ekomu eni ntame de se omu agya atum na the same time wasan so atiku anoma propose se yentiku mfansi ho na omu ye investigations obi the party sem eba be hye ase a yenyi saa nipa no mfiri yen sanse no yen twe ne nsan yenyi ne mfiri election no mu enti omu ayade pa comprehensive package.
Dog, Merry Christmas in advance.
Yo, Merry Christmas. I'm going to official.
Maybe fee near the income. Maybe fee.
If I tell you, you better not cook on it. All right, thank you.
Dr. Daniel Appiah, a governance, political, and public sector reforms expert at the University of Ghana in Yenuno 18. Commander Chairman for years ago, and twice na fe emphasize taken on, and twice amount. Na fe paying for entrance. Ya boy, and I feel so. A member of MPP Communication Officer Brand Campaign Team, and then Honorable Daniel Ashaman, Executive Director Complementary Education and former MP for Boem of the NDC. So especially and then come on we're going to have deep discussions on these constitutional reforms na bano na fe na yehu so yebe to me account for who be near the home. Of course Ziga will touch on that and other matters na fe kweni Bonti Benjamin says that the Constitutional Review Committee's proposal to extend the presidential term to 5 years is in order. It will give the executive more room to operate and achieve its vision and save Ghanaians the excuses of underperforming. Merry Christmas in advance to ex-president Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and Honorable Kennedy Japan Nest, flag bearer of the MPP. This one is coming from Bonti Benjamin Onosonedia or the Ebaye and this one says Bosheba Amisti Gososongo. He says extending the presidential term won't be possible. So if the NDC thinks the country called Ghana is for them, they should try and see what Ghanaians will do instead of concentrating on the promises they use to win the elections. Look at what they want to do. Regards to Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia, the MPP flag bearer hopeful. Honorable Mavis Hawa Kumsin, MPP National Women Organizer hopeful, and Kojo Insafa Poku. But Bosheba clearly say I didn't cry they take effect to cry now. It will not take effect on Ura John Mohammed Tino Mayan can be able to say the NDC 4% which change na on GBB Swada be enya DBC enko nechisa ekwane ni mu ankasa edinti be hon komo 21 minutes into 8 am enko yeziga hona fe memra na komo no ebekwa ni mie pa ntini edi komo no se ne se ene se ne fata Ziga Stake is next with Festus Nana from Ziga. Festus, we have about there.
Yeah, nyamiado
nice. Sure say nema mienu ni bedi hu komo ye pa. I mean, I'm sure you want to touch on the issue of the constitutional review and the other matters says you hu komo pa.
All right, the constitutional review. And right when the infographics started say kwabontin, then call for so in the midst of some people, I decided to give them some education for them to understand. The constitutional review, no, I never chassis. The President Mills time and a constitutional review in the stars here, but he intimidated Jaguar and President Mahama ba in the first time went to me and and then Kufuor Abba and Eja. President Mahama who said no, maybe you do no. Who be here say a constitutional review. So yes, I could be na yet no baby. You see, my make argue we say clear. And yet President Mahama and what a review. Yes, sir, 5 year. 5 year term. And yet President Mahama and a chassis. I remember vividly the last of State of the Nation address at President Kofoye. The last State of the Nation address at President Kofoye would diffuse office. And we propose say, Ankebeya was suggested yemfa ye 5 years. That's a 2008. Yemfa 5 years. And we'll explain widely why we should take it to 5 years. I remember when President Kofoye the term, President Mills by for smooth transition, White House invited President Kofoye and awarded for a dinner, a special dinner for President Kofoye. And when President Kofoye said to me, say, was sarcasm can I say, who be here say, yadi a constitutional, yes, a constitutional, not the terms of presidents, echo 5 years instead of 4 years. So, I want to take advantage to explain it widely to the whole world. Say, we are buying our bar, especially change of government, your first term, first year, or the buyer appointment. Say, I'm no say, there's some appointment that's what I was see how. President Mahama will be an appointment. Over 2,000 something appointments. President Mahama will be an appointment. It was say, first year, would you make your appointment at your total normal and not chase a umu or minor, ubebu or minor, but the attention is to get the rightful people to a right places, no, and a dewagony. You have to appease a bushia and now for a hard-working people, those who invested in your campaign and all that, and those who are capable of ascending to certain offices. They make a what I say. It President Kofoye say your first year, make your appointment, and that's your first 8 months. Now your second year, and Abia, we see so person ubu or minor, it will to normal. Your third year, I fed and no normal niswa. A be a person you put everything into its position. But the fourth year, no, and the election year, it 1 year careful. Ube divided, you get a divided attention. It will when say, during election, as I do man, and what it's your fan 5 years. That is what President Kofoye said. They make a what I say. And the President Mahama, a borrow President Kofoye no, when he went to Oxford, the Science School of Business. I want no question can I say. Many President Kofoye didn't say, and Kabeya, young first term no fan 5 years. That was 2019. Now I'll be the second term, prior to 2020 elections. But 2016, now President Mahama Sakanwa Lubo, that's what the President Kofoye didn't see a first term no 5 years because Obianu what 4 years ebet me aye Ghana ye. They make what I say. eti sa ade we say no abeda hodo mo acha ye na ye deliberate on it to make sure say if it makes sense say you change the constitution and I say me change the constitution. You see, touching the constitution is not a problem. When you go to UK, their constitution set on precedents. And some way see any yake kabum near the constitution. Any court in some way medidi and then the actual UK constitution. And no one kasa and no maybe on my any the constitution. But listen to me. If you take the UK constitution, 2/3 of the constitution is been tested in courts, tried in court, and I say contested in courts. Your sister constitution ama the 2/3 of UK constitution been your sister. You take Indian constitution, the Indian constitution, you contesting every article and every and you be assessed in be our Indian constitution, including the back cover of the constitution. It's see a constitution near free 30 years. You drafted constitution over 30 years. Baby, I yen nina kwakoduno, and no maybe you hold on one, yan shanesa, and here by the 20 years is some near who haria, a bit me boy. But the big question is the one that has taken the center stage about a 5 year. And when he hears is here. That's the question we should ask. This country see a you be 5 years. And when he hear you say President Mahama Sasadu a background take effect on the time. That's fantastic. But you see I say and no matter what constitution mu I see a person sano. And when he hear you. Because me I don't get it. Boss, I listen to you when you were saying say in Krobiti say Rwanda and other countries you ask yourself that and conform as Sadeko 5 years now. How better are they than us?
So that's what I was mentioning, like Chad.
Yeah.
Maybe Obama and Chad.
What to a country?
Eritrea.
How better are they than us? Then you take country like US. US is the largest economy in the world. They have population almost to 400 million. Land size, everything bigger than us. They have tribes and different kinds of people in US than us. So, govern US, no, it is difficult. So, govern Ghana. The American what I say. So, govern Ghana. Little over 30 million people. So, US call 4 years, 5 years old. I don't get it.
Okay.
The American what I say. Yeah. So, US call 4 years, 5 years old. They say Nigeria call 5 years. Cote d'Ivoire call 5 years. How better are they than us? Because listen, if you take Nigeria map, landscape, and land, size, the population, the largest economy in Africa. But if that is a year, and they quite say Nigeria for Ghana, seek for greener pasture. But we have a chunk of Nigerians here, and we've been following Nigerian politics. They are not well.
Okay.
So the 5 year nobody can what's wrong with it? The bottom line is that look. If you are what Binisa Obed will lead this country, even if you are given a shoestring, you'll be able to do it. Okay. But let me tell you something. Say, yet yes, 7 previous and penny for say, wouldn't auto a paper, but it's diacribet media. President Kufo used 8 years on my cocoa mass spray, on my metro mass transit, on my national school feeding program, on my national health insurance, on my free maternal care, including others. President Mahama, he's not even up to 1 year. But Obaye, no food inflation was say, our 21%, and the food inflation was 6.6%. Obaye no inflation, general inflation was 23.1, and the general inflation was 6%, single digit. In the third time in the history of this country, Obaye now exchange rate ASA was a 14 point something. And the exchange rate was 11 point something. Was say you make people from 12 to 10, and hovering there. Still, he has achieved it. Was me ba me say me cancel e-levy, me betting tax, me floor, me way. He has done it.
Okay.
So you don't need 5 years to do all these things. 1 year, no. The notion say the final year, election year. It's that election year, no, divided attention. We did not vote for them to come and think about election, future election.
Right.
We vote for them for 4 years. Say the 4 years, they should come and govern this country for 4 years. We are putting everything into its position. Yes, you appointed IGP. Article 202. No problem. Article 202. Yes, they are appointed IGP. Every single soul in this country is speaking against it. Yes, we don't want president to appoint. Won't be that? Other than not taking the center stage. Article 75 for Wasama Yakaka. Other than they didn't take the center stage, that they want to push this agenda. We will resist it. I'm telling you. Ghana is little over 30 million population. We need that 4 years. We don't need 5 years.
Ziga, and I'm watching in Canada. This one is from Eben. It says, that's from Eben Kwabenya. It says, good hours to Constitutional Review Committee for yeoman's job done, and I applaud them for a good job done. Chairman Wood to me should face the law as any other accused person would. After all, no one is above the law. Those saying it is which hand should spare us and allow the law to take its course. Merry Christmas, Honorable Ashimo, Greater Accra Chairman, and then Nana Ampem, Eastern Regional Women's Organizer, and then Honorable Elik Pilim Akurugu, MP for Dom Kwabenya. And also, 32 minutes into 8 a.m. They are seated into Yababidi and Komoye extensively. Deep discussions, deep thoughts on these issues, matters arising. Yebeshe constitutional review, the ministers, the presidential, and other matters, and then we'll look at the matters of Kenu Furiata, Wuntumi, and then matters of that nature. In Yebeshe Komonina Edi. Urayao, Yeboa Atnas, ya Biaboko dear.
We know I'm here now, sir.
A radiatum Kakra Gusu and Kasa.
Mamma Fishapa.
I think come back to you. Watching MFA.
Oh, me that's
Bakupenawo.
Battery back.
Oh, okay. Can't say me, you come do what you could feel. Honorable Mpacho morning, you be about Kodia.
Morning.
You looking good.
Oh, very good.
Yeah. Sir.
We share the feeling on the ground. So it has not been a bad year. And Anemi Bompani said we'll continue to pray to God, say, on my holding any vine, say, especially so with the appointees, should continue to do what the people like and what will make Ghana proud. Having chalked 1 full year, close to 1 full year without scandal in the appointees, I think it's a big plus. Let's continue to pray for them. We MPP, Neo CPP, Neo Obiamu Bompaimo, because at the end of the day, if they deliver on the people's mandate, a year, utoka, say year, it reduces your cost on vehicle maintenance. Light bar nebo former, it enhances industrialization. No, that is the fact. Electricity.
I'm not saying it's not the fact.
No, electricity war former. It enhances industrialization.
By electricity born for more.
Mrs. say China maker.
No, I'm just drawing your attention. Say any form, sir.
There be, but baby, I am free
28%.
from 7th January.
Yes.
Any baby I won then there's improvement. And
not in that sector. From 7th January.
There be meaning say we analysis who say ECG for aye palm so mo koye adwuma. Omusi omako school etumi draw budget.
No, anyesa
Nyabotre, that is the energy sector. Nyabotre udi asemba mayenka.
Okay.
Na why budget say afini nyina obetu kwan and will cost be 3 million. Nipa wako school. Enye minu a oye pa wan tapa. And at the end of the year, we're spending 9 million besides say sukua wako na adwini no ewo hin. Adwini, that reckless expenditures no. Stopping it alone is a plus. What did we hear from Parliament last? The report of ECG Basse. We have minimized the cost of expenditures at the ECG or energy sector by over 100%. That is and no one like so, but it is a ripple effect. Everybody say, having done this, then we can move for that.
Okay.
And until I call the second phase of Atuaboga. Sika kwancha de afia. Mina Dani wenina hwa brosan. Dani wenina hwa brosan. Omo se kwancha de afia. Ye de na yo.
Sika.
The fact is that
yes.
With the African man on the top,
the Ghanaian utility user now
yes
is vehemently worst off the Ghanaian utility user. It doesn't matter the recklessness of the ECG.
What do you mean? That doesn't matter.
But as me, the ordinary person, I'm too light, you know. I am worse of 30% compared to the Rajoman Befa Benue. There has not been any instances yakaso ya reduce tariff for me. Meanwhile, I have been tightening them more. Ya two tariff mu 30% as we speak. It is a ECG for recklessness. That is why your government is in place to prosecute whoever has caused overspending of their expenditure. But the fact is that you and I, the ordinary person in Ghana, we are worst off.
Okay.
Respect to utility.
All right. But my men on here in the next 10 minutes, say your word dear constitutional review. Almost in December now, but I mean the topmost ones are the ones that we're talking about and other matters. Let's look at. I mean the review now, whether it really sits well with you, or probably you still feel say otherwise. 10 minutes.
Mami church for na memo be official pa.
Kessben 92.9.
Mami sima.
Okay.
Menya transi na era Dr. Brian Champo. Meshe MPP for nkranse be a party ya ba bedui. Yedi munsemo a utie ensemo a ebobo eba eko. Party na bedum pempenso bi ye hi obi obeka party no abom. Se ye yamfumso ne yekoyi obi bia yankasi yenim se ye to abama na nkaboma ye pene ye nya na ye di party ne nwamo e di entina America na sa hwansema e kukuru so a owura Kennedy ni owura ba o miantam kojo okra onya amanyoso mi ubetimi akan people say party ni koyi ewura no mienu mu biara MPP benya asumdwe da odo onya amanyoso but baby a wote ene nsema ekoso to the extent cra say amumu baako oba one na wo pen ensema odi atudwa ebiasisi ya de operate to minti enka ne kese but we so say mpenifo bienu se amumu biara ebedi yentemo a na abedi amanyoko iso a asumdwe ni nkaboma MPP as a political party ne peno yes abaga me force be yedin amanyoko no enti mesre se brimu yanwene MPP amanyoko no amuna have fantastic ideas but brimu party ne nkabom any party ne nkankronti yemfa wura no mienu na yenya kuru yemfa wura no mienu na nsi nchen ne yento abama yewura Dr. Brian Champo ne yenkambom ne yempretumi 2028 me fo say owura no a distinguishing who enough ohwe na dwuma semu na manyo semu na school komu friends ne umasua a even sebio ne modern ball party ni mu no e dansronko a esese ebrimu yenya kokuduro ne yeto abaye de man anya saa kokko ne yebekoso aboye party fo no si yema ya tenka di yanim ne yema eniema emfa nkabom niema enda su a chese ye ready say party yebepese yebepretumi a abeyede mekanisa because and na Ghana ni no to aba no Kojo nani afiu nani atio and na Ghana ni no to aba no eniema bebre no hwe ho ede to aba senia ho a etifa Jidia Ghana ni no wo mu obroni se credibility trust say wo se media man sha won sa o track record that ensure that trust say obetimi deliver on the mandate and the mepe and Ghana ni nani ate enra na ye gyina simpie so kate Ghana for say ye to abama ya ye de a friend is saying adwuma sembeba 24-hour economy adwuma ba ko nipa miensa beye ye bekọ ne mprensa ene Ghana ni da sore no enye sa na tie nti ne Ghana ni kwa akoto aba enema bebre an ohwe it is one of a candidate asabio ne hutwa ne ho danso na obet Ghana nim so we obetimi aye na akodi watenkachi obroni say emotions a ebekwatia party no enti me hye party for no say omunya kokoduro na wonto abama yewura Dr. Brian Echampo or the number 2 or ballot no so that's a kobade sadia asumdwe ni nkaboma amanyoko ni pe no yensa beka Constitutional Review Committee ene amanyuma mamindi kan fa akonya so embo amabaso am say something the engagement that went on within the year no it needs to be commended. Some of them we witness amokoma peniko fofie a true be brave and ammonia amoye that large friends engagement and outcomes of those engagements. But I think that the Magana phone na first of all the extension of the presidential or governance term from a year 4 years to 5 years. The second one is the 10-year suggested time limit for ECG bosses and their deputies. And then the other third one was
the ministers. Decoupling the ministers from parliament. You know.
The separation of powers.
Yes.
For the executive and the legislature.
Yes.
Thank you. Me banamitie Dr. Biana Okasa. Na no obeying the argument and say the 4-year term no enye enough because mate enyo no komate other people agazo we to abamawa imfie edikan no we the best settle government and all this. Please, these are not excuses. Before so we pick university form to go to University of Ghana and any other university, you know that you have a 4-year rigorous academic exercise ahead of you. In that time, say Bosome and Naibia so the university will assess you. That 2 semesters they be make count. The course near the amount say you have to finish within those 2 semesters they be ram account. Who we are, the university will also assess you either in thesis or whatever it is. You should be able to justify yourself so you are worthy. You want penny for the moon and 9 years before so picking forms of a contested election. So that argument is a dead on arrival. 2, I won't go far. I will point out few economies in Africa. Among an uninterrupted presidency. And the first of it, Uganda president. What do you say Uganda president Eddie Ade afia ABC na 40 years. Yes. Ura your friend Yuri Kagunta Museveni. Obedi Omampeni 29th January 1986. And now we know because 23rd December 2025. Can you tell me said the Ugandan economy is better than that of Ghana? Can you tell me that the Ugandan infrastructure, the infrastructure architect in Uganda is better than Ghana? Can you tell me that education, health, put all of them together, Uganda is better than Ghana? The answer is big no. Mami found Cameroon. Cameroon president Paul Biya. Wababedi president. He's been in office since 1982. Kodoni and woman. Say honorable there, honorable ye Papa Preko. No, but that time they be honorable or your schoolboy.
Oh yes, now I'm marrying school.
Thank you. What the president for the honorable woman school and the honorable retirement, honorable 60 years.
Ominyanchum, but
Oh, 60.
Ominyandrususu.
Okay.
But wache, papa no ache wakonyaso.
1982. 43 years. Are you by any means, form, chance, size, suggesting to me that the Cameroonian economy is better than Ghana's economy? Are you by any means, form of chance? Tell me, Cameroon, the infrastructure, the road infrastructure in Ghana, you will see a quarter in Cameroon. The health infrastructure, Ghana, as we speak, under the 4-term year, do you know the number of teaching hospitals we built? Cape Coast Teaching Hospital, Tamale Teaching Hospital. Go to Cameroon. So the argument again for flat. Unim Teodoro Mbasungo, Equatorial Guinea, one president was serving in power since 1979. 46 years. Is the Equatorial Guinea economy better and functionable than that of Ghana? So that argument, sir, the 4-term limit. Look, Papaya Wenyan baby ko your friend is saying Robert Mugabe. He served over 30-something years in Zimbabwe. The time Robert Mugabe was leaving Zimbabwe, was the economy better? Inflation was over 1,000 plus percentage inflation. The argument is not about Ebrea Onipano or Disum. It is about your determination as a people to deliver. Look, take away that determination out. Give the person 100 years and the person will not be able to deliver. Mami from Ghana, your man Penin Dada Wenyan Baby Ko had an uninterrupted 19 years leadership. His Excellency, the late President Jerry John Rawlings, had 1981 to 2000, 19 years uninterrupted. At a point in time, now inflation in 1994-1995 was 70.8%. Check it. The time he was even, after 19 years, the time he was even handing over power to the John Ejokum Kufuor administration in 2001, inflation was 40.5. After 19 years. Tell me, in that 4 years, take away or put together all the turbulence in economy. You see a friend saying the volatility within the space. In 2007, the economic recession, a friend saying in Ghana 2014, 2015, this electricity stabilization, what we went through, COVID, and government bang in these 8 years now handing over power to any government, what coming close to 30%. Nobody has done that. But after 19 years uninterruptedly, we handed over power to a new government with 40.5% inflation. So that argument do not hold any substance. What we should rather, as a matter of agency and fact, is to deepen the National Development Planning Commission and ensure that there's absolute continuation with respect to a development agenda of Ghana. Sure. Your man Penny Kufuor fi abem de bia me de sa kwan we saying a circle in some Kumasi dualization a example that between 2009 January 7th Professor Mills, may you so rest in peace, late. Any year Rajon Mama take you abem and Nessa Mufi abem in 2017, 7th January. Not a kilometer of stretch was added to it. It was left like that. And then a bio, a buying was started one of the most ambitious health infrastructure program in the Agenda 111.
No, this year, ma'am.
aban baye wayinani. Say yetimi DP the National Development Planning Commission. Near Castle, okay, Ghana, we have a development plan, a roadmap that we want to achieve regardless of the political party in power. And that we have decided that in the next 50 years, we want to move our economy from where we are to this. We want to do this industrialization from this point to this point. We want to ensure that, for instance, brilliant idea by all standards, President Mahama's idea of constructing one of the most express road for Ghana, Accra Kumasi. Look, me, I am for it. In case we are, the National Development Commission will ensure that whoever takes power continue and complete it.
I understand where you're coming from.
I get it. The same argument I'll make for the Kumasi, this particular dualization road. We have to make sure that our resources are put to use, ensure that we complete it.
Okay.
Meaning, if we can do that, or man be about himself, I have a 4-year term limit to deliver. And in this 4-year term limit, I have to make sure that my planning, my organization, my leadership skills, everything is spot on to deliver.
Okay.
Because look, and after 32 years of experiment, you cannot tell me that this 4-year term has not served Ghana well. I can compare them to your peers in Africa. Togo, ne papa di ade 35 years. For already at the 18 years ni. Can you tell me that Togo is better than Ghana? If Togo had this 4-year term, look, it would have served them to serve purpose because they know that after 4 years, you are going to be accounted.
Okay.
Look, say you're careful, near a wicked president. Look, you're careful, near a wicked president. 5 years is enough to destroy this economy entirely.
And it will take us another
50 years
to build that.
To build that.
Okay.
Let's tread cautiously.
All right.
Yes.
All right.
I understand, sir. Power, and for that matter, absolute power corrupt. I know, sir, the numbers that our opponent or the ruling government in parliament is very tempting. It has never occurred before. If you are not careful, you use it arbitrarily.
Okay.
And its ripple effect on this economy will be dire.
All right.
Yes, sir. Kofi Prempe and co. to be very careful.
Okay.
With this economy.
All right.
Ghana's economy is one of the best in Africa.
Okay. All right. Me and Kombra. I am Elvis from Kintampo Fire Kessben TV. Elvis here, that's CB and then this one also comes in with a text message and says that, please, how many years have Burkina Faso leader take to reset the country? They should give a break. Seman Takrade on Osanedia or the Ebaye and this one blah 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 blah. Pakwesi from if you just say Aqua. So now the accountability is working as expected. Won't to me and Ofuriata will vomit anything they swallowed according to the law. On also media or the keep your text messages coming in. Dotin and Cassisiano, ya boy, member of the MPP communication team, and I feel so a brand campaign team no or Kamubi and then no Edin Konomin call a honorable Daniel Ashama Honomna Onosi.
Wakasa bro 15 minutes. You should be on record. So that when I'm talking 10, this is a
you were 8:55.
Correct. It is a person may cover say 9, 10. Me come inside the beer can because I'm honorable.
Yes, sir. Into cover 9, 12, 9, 13.
Now honors you in Catherine.
Because honors was one kasa. Okay.
And then you can in an every day.
Okay, Yanko.
Ghana for me, watch one kasa no one.
92.9.
You know what's not here.
So can
microphone
record was a recording capture. When you know addition. You see,
yes, sir.
Let's say this. As once a teacher, nearby me, then say, we come on air and really educate Ghanaians. And no na democracy betumi anyi. Now, but if we continue to talk with a political voice, ɛno na Ghana for beba be ka kyerɛ sɛ democracy kra no ehu ni mfasoɔ. Now, if we want to talk about ECG, I expect my brother to accept that it was a total mess that shouldn't have happened. That shouldn't have happened. That we have a regime who appointed people to man state institution. And you are telling me that it doesn't matter? It doesn't matter, but Ghanaians who catch them say they are suffering or they are under 30%. What did you say? 30% in on electricity tariffs, no, and affecting Ghanaians. Now, can you do a critical analysis? Why the 30%? When you do that, then you are educating the people of this country. Why the 30% suffering? Now, you should tell Ghanaians that MPP people went to IMF and signed agreement. You say the tariffs have not been brought down. Did you educate people that your party went to IMF when they were looking for money? When they chop all money in Ghana dry, the votes are empty. The governor of Bank of Ghana printed 77 billion. Still the votes are empty. And you went and signed an agreement that every quarter they should increase tariffs before you get your IMF loan. Did you tell Ghanaians that? That is what we want you to tell Ghanaians. Ebamusen and the Ghana for us a 30% increase in tariffs. Ah, who catch them and say, I'm back from ebe de ba from when the Ghana sikani nyina wi a who ko pebusan yedi mrai twice no ebe de ma tariffs na ba from. When you are able to explain your position or this situation to Ghanaians, na ye hu baby aboni no free. Efrem people for appointees no. Eni na na do aban. Enu nti na ye brande. And that is what you should know. Now, ye boss say no, what steps have we ever taken? I got to say, you got sign agreement beer. Emma say every quarter no ye into electricity. You didn't do that, so you are doing politics. We should go beyond politics and do critical analysis of the situations that we have in this country. Now, let me tell you, if you want to go industrialization, the 24-hour economy is taking iteration steps or iteration process. What is iteration? Step by step. Step by step. And then you say one district, one factory. Mwako import ya bobo ya have a good shop and I'm say a factory. You went to import those things. Oh, your factory, your factory. Can an MPP person tell me sincerely? Say we have value for money for the money we have expended for one district, one factory today. Can they tell me? Can they show me the factories for 8 good years? They should show those factories. You said they're about 160. They will say 160. Can you even show me 20 out of the 160 you were mentioning? And now Kasakeke Ediadada Ghana for. Can you mention them? Value for money. In Mahama's first term, the investment in the energy sector are still there, prominent. Ameri power plant, Atuabo gas, anyhow. So at that premise, we've gotten value for money. Yenyam faswo as a nation. Went in as a radio stations and a TV station, Kasa. We speak with positive and manly voice. In fast one, go to a central region, Casa di Ropa. Or Juma MPP for buy and a one district, one factory. Go and see where they were producing potato there. Look, the time I was what? In Parliament, I was a member of Government Assurance Committee. We went around this country. Yeah, can this one district, one factory? Do you know how many factories they took us to? The Confidus. On Nipa also who 160 factories no omudi yako Confidus. Casa de Ropa. When I am yenua Ghana for there. And omudi yako B5+. India ni there. And omudia call Kokrobite Junction. There's a factory there in China for factory nibi. Do you see? So at that time, ask yourself, what is your management practice for which you brought up a policy and program that should help Ghanaians? Musa Tamu Yesika the command their phone China for. Does it make sense to you? That is why we are suffering today. That is why we are suffering. Sign their phone China for benefits of Munyano. A bin Mukra the profit and I could sit down or Mukroma and I might be another factor. Did you look at that? Those are the things we are talking about. Now, the 24-hour economy is to identify our environment, areas that we can tackle to increase productivity and ensure that there is enough food for Ghanaians to eat. And those that we cannot eat, we send them to factory to process for further or future usage, or we can export to outside country. That is a plan. And that is the process on which we are on. We are going to use the Volta Basin at the Afram Plain area, where there is enough land, where there is enough water, and then we put the technology on the ground. This one is not a night-day wonder. It takes time. And what are we doing again? We are looking at the electricity, the energy sector. Before you can go for industrialization, the energy must be affordable. The energy must be affordable. And then give the people who want to go into this industrialization the benefit of what they want to put their money into. Who is a Ghana for Niska? Ghana for was cow, but say Odibe factory with that insurance, say insure your cheap, energy your cheap, access to the factory no Odibe si dying. And nunti na dan bebrebe wakra nipa naso ba brosanu gina ho. That is our mindset. Who say dan nipa oda brosan a eye dan 50 mu kra na 30 no ebia nipa ba kwa na mienu eye security man. Do you see our mindset? Because the person have sat down and said that if I go into industrialization, ujina adichia and a GRA for her, adichia and the electricity for her, adichia and a water for her, all these things are not cheap. So no, I will not put my money there. We are forcing to ensure that these utilities are down for Ghanaians. That is how we can take off industrialization process. And that is what we are doing. If you ask me a question, what about the energy sector? Didn't you hear what we are doing? The second phase of Atuabo gas is coming. To support this, gas is relatively cheaper than the Nanado's time today. And that is what we should applaud ourselves for. It is just 1 year. And nothing na year kase. So binmo kase 5 years and now 4 years. I know for sure. My brother have given fantastic examples. I agree with him. But why is Ghana called Black Star? All the black people's star. That is what it means. You hear somebody standing at the South Africa and mentioning the name of Kwame Nkrumah. Haven't you heard it before? You hear somebody in Kenya and Ethiopia mentioning the name of Kwame Nkrumah. Haven't you heard it before? People are mentioning the names of our leaders. What have they done different? What have these people done different? We are not comparing ourselves to anybody. If you are a leader, you lead so that people will follow. If my brother is able to ask a question, are this economy better than ours? They are not, because we are leaders. And always, we must show new ways of doing things. Yes, it is not to me. Oman penyu ku for crack I say 5 for time or work on jazo. Yeah, extending okay. But to me, whether it will be extended or not, to me that is not the issue. Within this period of 5 years, what are the things we put in place? Say, if you have a monster president, it can check him. Do you get me right? We must look at things that can check a monster president. Amwan penyi bi obeba konja so a obu omanu ti say ye ne busha fa japade no esese mra no ye constitution fufura ebetumi stop no. Inti say the two say say aban we ya be ka kire say o di 70 billion be ye juma in the next year no SSA yen system I be check say sa 70 billion wo di ye juma say one fan ye juma no muma ye pick the signatures of Ghanaians na ye yi no free ho. Those are the things that the checks and balances must be there. It is not just about increasing the year or reducing it, but you may have a monster government in a 1 year that can destroy everybody's business like we saw before. A man for akoye juma di musika ko tubanga banko wia. Nipa no ewu. The people died. So what are the checks and balances? So we should not just be talking about 5 years, 7 years. No. Say 2 years, a bambi monster president can kill your business. I'm a waka. One tikama, papa no. Say wo. Abaya ko wia ni sika, anawa jini sika. Fami sika mami. Fami sika mami mi wo team. Ebusia for me nkamu yawa no pay. Papa no tumi kana no masem say abanja mi sika mami na mi mfanye meduma. Abanja sika ma na mano. That is a monster type of governance. I didn't say government. Governance I'm talking about. Indeed, to those of us who are arguing of the year, I, Daniel Kwesi Ashama, I'm not part of that. I am part of the people who said that, yes, whether 7, whether 10, whether 2, whether 1, what are the checks and balances? Abandon to the Tina Kunjaswa, they are brought to send another boy a bro. That is what we should be looking at. And by so doing, we can go forward. The law should look at the system. We take 70 or 90% of current president's power off his hand. Mani nyasa to me. He should just be there to advise or maybe bring his ideas. Eba musena a constitution ma kwan say aban ba no ankata panebusa ni so be minister of finance. On be share sikaso. That is an abuse. MPP for second for attack school wabin ni bin wo hin. Ni bin a odi eja Ghana no wo hin. Enu no di join free Ghana. So nobody should come and tell us those things. Because it takes time to build a business. Sometimes 20 years. In this, who knew about 40 years and I will start a business. I try to the pension answer now business. No, I shall say, sorry. And now, by me at that tail end, at the age of maybe at the business age of 17, 18, now Papa no di policy abe cool business. And then you die. One man will question, whoa, that is what we should be looking at. So Ghanaians should be apt in that. What is it that these 5 years we can put in place to check a monster government tomorrow? Those are the things we should look at. Whether it is Muhammad time, he will not enjoy it, it doesn't matter. Sabambi tina konjasu to me bobrapa, we juma ye ya, we nibe jiwa umaimu. Why are people running to America? America debia usha CNN na ye tunipa tu. Na ya kunipa obi tumi sori na okitato wako humbe bia nipa sha now ta. But people are still going there. What can we do different? So it calls for managerial prudence. It calls for managerial prudence. So these are some of the things that we are looking at to make a Ghanaian happy.
Okay.
Yes, time.
Yeah.
Yes, so these are some of the things, sir. Media, Ghana ni bia na huto, ni hiame. Irrespective of a political party that you come from. Minya udwane, so media mitia igbenti, bibisa meko Togo. Kona ko du Togo. Na bisa on say, kwa koda urema na demu, edaye ohonu una wasi. You are going to rent. Meanwhile, you are building in your house, on your hometown. Landlord biaka. Those are the issues we should be looking at. So how can we do it in such a way, say, checks and balances, ebeba, media, whether it is 1 year and for it, whether it is 10 years and for it. But the most important thing is the checks and balances. And to me, more man penny biambe boy a bro. To me, peja inflation from 15% to they are called 54%.
obi wa konja so na wa ka kire o say ye man 1,000 interchanges the Ghana card. It's an insult. Fanu say minia openyi we did say kai mi wudi Kojo. Fanu say o man penyi that vice president or your teacher and na wa kire wo nkoda wo classroom say muko Japan na muso muko my grant na muko ho Japanese president the 1,000 interchanges grant sika to ho and a Ghana card fa Ghana card na faba and na uba no amana ko Japan amana ko fa Ghana card de abrao one ekun Ghana baumia teacher no teacher wa kire no say you 1,000 interchanges no fa Ghana card no on how can this person come on this singular me shame people for on this singular notion say baumia win and now one win I will campaign against MPP. Why reviving my sleep? Because no, he's a doctor, and yes, sir. Now, doctor to me tenacity analysis say 1,000 interchanges for Ghana card, and I will catch you. Or be respecting or whether you're a doctor or your economist, and I want faster Ghana card, no, and I want faster Ghana card, no, we should be careful of any senior politics no cause but say only Kojo ni eya mi wan say me tie social media MPP for me dem ma warning mo abrel do you think be remember say nyama mo kan nyina no ye de ye chat ho ye di be ye campaign kitwa mama omusi we afa we inti nipa mu wo soro ho ni nyina no omumienu nyina no we afa we ni yire na we suso ni we ni ada inti ada afo nkwa na wo soro ho inti look if you give them that presidency anyway inti omu de nankwa na yo mu da ju and now mi we beda mi we ada wo Kenya mi we akoda wa ha and down from Kwa. Hey, why you mistake Ghana for? And we are now say above to you say Obia say mres Obia go to fight. Obia go to fight. Meanwhile we don't have good roads, good water.
FBI 20 minutes.
Mama share.
Yeah, mama Roberta
now. I can't give me now. I got 2 minutes now. These are the issue. But as long as some of us live, we shall protect our children. And you'll be an opportunity. And so whenever we are here, we must say things that will protect and give that confidence back to Ghanaians.
Okay. Once
again, I find Jais Kadi Kobang Tama, Europe, let us sustain that confidence coming back to Ghanaians. And nunti say kase senkoman penyu mahama ensantina 1 year fan Canadian one. No, it's that sustenance, a juma, electricity. That is why people are talking about that. And it is not because the number of years. A juma no ko enim say then yesisa now abenya sebio monster government. Now as I say your money na enu na enye. Ghana for me damwase. Me dawase susu say you respect yourself. We did the same. Me catch you say uni honorable share. No I was share.
But quick one, honorable Beko, as I said, or court meeting be and all that. But there's something in the way wound to media and can for the issues that the Attorney General has also raised on these matters. Okay, not on you and I know to us. Okay.
Quick one. Okay. Perhaps may remind the honorable sir. This is not the very first time Ghana government ako IMF.
Kessben 92.9.
We want entry. Urema will turn back exit. So it's compulsory to be at the table IMF. As a matter of fact, 2017. Okay, I said 2016 now. Not by another part of it. I call for policy credibility with IMF. Emra finance policy credibility NDC4 Emra Akufo-Addo be fa abenwan in 2017 e IMF but say year no 2017, I'm a person honorable reminding no. Akufo-Addo and his government reduced electricity tariffs in 2017. So only any excuse to say 2025 for by the previous government at the year or IMF. So you are increasing tariff. What on hands at your other administration or the other government by no be reduced here? And the first thing. Second, honorable, I want to help you. When we go keten now, you know, program now so running. The company now, the off-taker, Boris B. Kumasi. Boris B is one of the 1D, 1F companies. Boris B. So you are aware. So Boris B, the hatchery for the friends and Kukon Keten was done by Boris B. And then I move here. Company are more special best at top. A friend say and Kukon Keten Boris B. Boris B a product of the 1D, 1F. And let me help him. On one kasa be no crano. Or the cambo 1D, 1F, 1D, 1F company in this be. Or boy a comfy juice. And about the other one on our boy and also
Casa de Rupa.
Casa de Rupa. And Osanso Kato has a way a gun afford there. And I'm a boy. Honorable, let me help you. There's more. Apart from a Kumfini Casa de Rupa, no, there's Vest Supply Ghana Limited. And then first now a top poultry feed. Ebano. And then Kobantama. Vest Supply among top poultry feed bio. Me patcho Dako Farms. When you say Dako Farms, egu Kojo to okay. A 1D 1F and also a Ghanaian own and a very resource Dako Farms and there a produce over 100,000 beds. Dako Farms. Me patcho so on Spring Boat Company Limited. Oko a Jakwa and so on. Me patcho and also a 1D 1F company. Kasapra Kunyara. No dam unam a buakalaya. Na a kitwebo and that expansion a 1D 1F. The 1D 1F ideology was not a state-owned enterprise that we want to build state. It is to help the private sector grow. Say I'm penny 4 years Zoom Lion there. Zoom Lion Ababe an icon in Africa. Me patcho what I say. Enya no kwa me patcho odi ofi agona kwantana okota kwa. Papa em so tafa obo natural rubber processing plant no rubis. Rubber okuwo say that area nende mo dua indua sa rubber ndua no. Bebre me patcho no rubis is also a product of 1D 1F. I can go on and mention me sure more make me appoint baby who am see I have not come around Ghana to tell you as a matter of Canada Japan start factory war Senate Westy under 1D 1F me patcho kwai Ghana phone ya fa manjuma ana bebre de adwuma. I am happy that in his argument, politics, no, he could not justify why we should do a 5 years. We said he's for it, either if it is 2 years. So what it means that he re-echo and re-emphasize the fact that we need to strengthen our institution to ensure that there's accountability, there's delivery of justice, there is coherent and a consistent development for the people of Ghana. It doesn't matter either it's 2 years, it doesn't matter either it's 4 years. And I thank God that he has re-echoed it. That is the bone of contention. We can talk about the separation of powers. I also believe that the reason why most of our people, and I say our people are the NDC and the MPP put together, our legislatures are the drivers of development has failed is because of this multitasking. These people are voted as legislatures. Today, they are the drivers of our development. In two core constituency, you are the sitting member of parliament who is an MPP, and you are the chief executive officer representing the president as an NDC. There's always clashes between them, so it does not ensure say you bring that development. Friction war. So I perfectly agree. And not say me board committee in Jumana, but areas I may feel say that's why I highlighted.
Okay.
Again, a friend is saying, Honorable, I would want to remind you that the US you mentioned, if you say Ghana is a blaster of the world, Ghana is not shining more than the US. Ghana can never sign more than the US. The US practices a 4-year term in 2 terms for over 200 years. And nothing they be how can go US because in that space, when you misbehave, you be kicked out. A friend is saying, Yenifi, Nanka USA 8 years, me Jimmy Carter, Bill Clinton, a friend saying George Walker Bush, Barack Hussein Obama. You're going a stupid United States president in the person of Donald Trump. Sorry, excuse me. After 4 years, they voted him out.
Say sorry again.
Sorry, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I retract it. I'm sorry.
That's right. The retraction is very.
I get it.
Kessben 92.9.
I can say a non-performing president, the people voted him out after 4 years. You can imagine if that was even 8, 7, 10 years. Yeah, I get it. And Joe Biden after careful assessment of Joe Biden, the people where they Donald Trump cry, and they voted back. The 4 years, you will be Ghana. Yera John Mama Bedi Mampeni between 2013 to 2017. Ghana 14 as or the Ghana to a sumu for that years, consecutive years, year on. Ghana 4 year assessment no, Papa we say him out to Aswa enye.
Okay.
They voted him out. Right. After 8 years, Ghana forced him an opportunity and brought him back. These 4 years should not be tempered. It has served us right.
Okay.
If our institutions are not working properly, we should find a more modernized way to ensure that one, the separation of powers that are enshrined in our constitution works.
Okay.
And that we will take away the effect of overly politicization in our economy.
All right.
And number one, look, Kojo, on my will be too pona.
Okay. All right. But I say, honorable, my mean to you on that na fe bra want to make sure na fe member all right, your boss of you.
No.
Yes, sir.
Near me brother can nka na nka mesimi nka fi but ne obeka twa to na hadwi se Muhammad ya to su dabe because me nya koda in the year 1983 82 83 Akosombo Dam it dry up. I wasn't a baby.
Kessben 92.9.
Every night, you know. Omampeni late President Rawlings OC Abuadze thermal plant. Omampeni kufoba no dey no be. As far as energy sector investment is concerned. There no babe. You see, I said when we sit here we should educate Ghanaians. And that this is what near Yehu or Mahama first time. And I friend no iteration. Now Ebasa no dear no ye. Dear na Mahama ye. This is the question we should ask. He really invested in the energy sector. Museke regime Nanado government buy no. What investment has he made? So when you stand up blunt, that's why I say you must do critical analysis. When you have people like my brother confusing people that than microphone, the problem as I say who baby are every said that no air is too strong, I withdraw because I don't want any interjection here. Enye nukre enye tazan omampenyu kufota mo ko talk generators bi aba ha generators mu to ba kro mo anya na duma mu sa de koye to America. That lousy investment no enu na ma yetra ha na na do ba ye no investment ayeye wa America plant no Kumasi light no ko off no die na na do aban ye na poantu na basa ba ko amfa nko. That is investment. Did you invest like that? You didn't. Inti mu kasema mu kanu krenchre Ghana for na mu mama mu born ya time bia mu ba mu be say niama no na mu nda mpenyimfo anyway ada now
nan hona
omu Canada Japan ni obi ada and the just up for new biada the Baumiani went to more cross pollination. I was through almost a million for man farm. And the jubilee out there, your best underground. And the Juma Bayani say yenda. Sorry, I am Koda. Sena Nanado Muta no Mudi Kenke, no mu we in Chinam, no mu yesa. In the Nanado Abe we Kenke, we are. Next bag of mood training, yenda. Now, when it comes to Kenoforiata any Wuntumi, I want the people who were supporting Wuntumi say, oh, I bank run charge, and say charges no, but they should come and tell us. They should come and tell us the type of abusive government yet
Kessben 92.9.
Amma nanado na pontis ni dede abuse Ghana for say charges no ba na nyami kan say wo de say wo ye bra champion timi nka hwinkyerɛw nka mi hyɛn pipi ni bia ɔkasa na nka wa ma Kenoforiata gina wo nkyɛn asa na me as a small person asa na yakasa. Second Kenoforiata and Gina Uncha, know that it is a shame to your party. Your Minister of Finance ran away because of what? Corruption. He's in America.
92.9.
That is what you should be looking at. And let me tell the MPP people, we are going to have a bigger voice than this. Second Kenoforiata and Medru Kromha. That you don't have any business debating anybody. Bring him. Let us look at how he put figures. 52.5 billion Ghana cedis taxes are the Okaishi Commercial Bank. Money has been transferred into unknown source. Kenoforiata Mrambe Kanchere Bibias Kanafa. Now when you get 52.5 billion, yen to me say agenda 111 way. We could finish it. Yes, we will finish it too. And now convert even $97 million a cathedral. Then convert it into Ghana cedis then. You are in billions. These are the people, a political party. I feel sad when I see them, they don't have shame. They should have shame. Now how am I going to sit down and defend this rota Kenoforiata dia guyesu? But this is what I said. Sir, MPP for Subambi, I don't know whether they refuse to do critical analysis upon their education. They can package anything, excuse me to use that word, Ghanaians, I'm not insulting. They can package anything to come and tell you that it is good. Bring it to you that it is good. They themselves don't sit down and do critical analysis. They don't put checks and balances on them. I was in Parliament. Honorable, the former Minister for Information, Opon Nkrumah. I will always remember him. So Benanado. At the Bonibia Muba, now Wajina, now say what executive instrument. Muka time at 2.2 Templeton bond. Ya kasa or parliament. At 2.4 ya kasa. Honorable Haruna Idris wa kasa. Adongwa kasa. One of the economists any a virgin mukasa sa. Another person Ghanaians should never forgive, continue to blame. Any Professor Michael Kwe. He was the Speaker of Parliament and passing this rot. Into Professor Michael Kwe, Nanado, any Kenoforiata, these three persons, when you see them, know that they cause us so much pain. Say, Shesenia Equia, Shenia Bojaya, Minia, Eko Babia, or se Onisika, potholes I don't. Now, my mix it. We know my feeling. Ukofia. Ufa hokra. We say a Tom Rebia. You are coming to work. I want home. You know in your mind, you know. And I say pothole be the ho. Utia breaks ukra. Oh no. No my feeling pothole. That is common sense. That is obia on nisikano. Sending too much to kakra na ufra die. Send me paucho. Brabe pamame. Because ntumanu tia. Minisika mbeto fufuro. Inti agboja ni di fufuro ya adie or yenu ye fill the potholes patchy na Ghana phone na ball joint na tutu de bia ukwa boso kan na embrace kakra That is the common sense. I'm 1/4 to me for a 10 million so a cocoa roads auditing. With this canoe way auditing so we are or see boni bianim and your fast canoe bribe because you are catch now.
Why 11 minutes?
We are catch now. In the one of my this scanning in Minya. You see, yes, start here. Now won't to me and say that, but I love you see. At first, I didn't agree with my attorney general. I see, oh, so be Eddie Ghana scan or see, oh, this canoe bar. I mean, yeah, this canoe. Do you know this canoe for that matter can drag for even 20 years? Do you know that?
Yeah, sure.
Na canoe di ba. In this canoe for that baso ni enterprise insurance ni shares mumfa data bank ni shares no mumfa. Says canoe bi na age. Na this canoe na fan feel potholes. Who coffee and now drive we Ghana for me that was me that was mon team voice bioma na trust I mean try duma na so tune who we wa say say be we mu show now who tune to Peace FM you call na me go to aso na ye duma no me that was
yes that's the fa honorable asama
we no yenda and there's a draw so
I so fine
but
I'm giving you a friendly advice. Don't say anything toward because I'll be listening to you in my radio.
But he knows that I'm a very. But before no matter before was a process near cause because I'm MPP a far Benua 2017, and the current finance minister when you are Queen finance minister, do you remember the ambulance case? On a Richard Jakpa. And before saying this, if a kukuru of Ratan some boy, Sandy kukuru with Jakpa. And so there, Dominic Ayena Babe filing non prosequa. Discontinuation of the case. What I say? Yeah, first ambulance case. Or okay, Stephen Oponi, and they say do a gongo, the Cocoa Board case. Ghana over 270 million. Initially, I'm
why? Because as the same order ban, even that person nipa why import I export import machines so some say ka we na wo ho a mami ntua semfa ne ho niema osiesi niambo I was in parliament that time niema amusi ni ambulance mu kra no o ma shipo aba MPP for 3 modin for yi o ma fa container no eni niema no besi ne niema no wo he Enyamanu, the Attorney General then. No, but what I'll do is that always to say Basami or timer, I'll let Ghanaian know what has happened. No. It is not just about Akutringa Ayini saying that I'm filing nolly postica. Nipa odi adia no buy no. Me see it is not just that. That is the statement I mean. Nipa odi adia mu say ka 2 point something or see metia. Ghana for this can. Oh man, this can negotiate. I couldn't. No. Before Akutringa came, no. Before Akutringa came, the man said that if you say this is the problem, no, metria. Did we take the advantage of that money? Yanji sekanu susu. So how can we continue if the government have a clear intention? And go and there's sekanu fabre and nunti na ye work out. Who's the one sekanu? So who are you? Then it means that is political persecution. I rest my case.
Okay. I mean, too,
Tino Radio now better more.
Yes.
After forcing. After Ghana, because of the ambulance at Ghana. You the friend say a Benz buses. Paramedics equipment BNing. For Ghana is over 50 million. A court said in assembly bayana. Dominic Ayini so we filing all the prosecutor. Openly, and a friend is saying said we are going to over 270 million. Ghana case a walk court. The by first in a was to withdraw the cause and discontinue it. Not the prosecutor. Bank of Ghana, the current governor of Bank of Johnson, Pandit Esiama. So what kind of case? Over $60 million. That case and plus, that case has been withdrawn and discontinued. No prosecutor. And okay, the huge Sagleme project, $200 million.
Kessben 92.9.
You could prune saying and Sembebre. And there, a friend is saying, Collins Dowda, the director of a friend and the chief director, they are working free because John Mama Abai will discontinue those cases. When you put together monies that were stolen, allegedly, in these cases that, and the Snit case, UK and the Stone Simu case, Snit case, Democracy have protests near that, and Sembebre. When you put them together, over $1 billion, allegedly. Today, they are working free. Not Yanoka banking sector cleanup. Their own finance minister, former finance, Kwabena Dufo, ne bank, Uka Uni Bank.
Yeah.
They took depositors' money, diverted it. It took the government of Ghana to pay back. Those cases has still not been discontinued. No, Kama. Say government are buying a continuous, right? Is a buying or Bobesia. No, so Besiana cause me to December this year. But Miniska me to December this year. It's Yemfa November next year. I will pay with interest. Does that mean I'm buying for Osika? And today, the physical space that we have is as a result of that program. It has given us the opportunity. So going back to pay for it, come on, Nisika no say be yentua manema. From next year, yentua manema. So this argument trying to make it look like yes, me, say na MPP by any prosecute cases here ama bobo so atrewi. It's the same way I expect the current government to prosecute Untumi, to prosecute a friend say Kenoforata. Have been consistent. So what for Ghana? Kwambone so edi Ghana siga. Look, anunti na Ghana mamrane yede elho. Sebio, what I am against is the media trial. The theatrics around the judgment. Look, we expect the Attorney General to prosecute the case our courtroom. Okay, that's what we expect. The same way, and then that the reason why for for lawyers, how you started, without giving him a fair trial in your court system, you tried him in the court of public opinion, the theatrics. So of course, as our background, the necessary protection he deserves as a citizen. Is the reason why how he has conducted himself. So I told you, I am 100% against the modus operandi of Yura Kisie Jabe. How many times haven't I said that? And that has jeopardized all that they are doing. Me tie obi bia wafa kwambone so edi Ghana sika. Say nipa no nya better than Kwame Pepra ko jail. Say nipa no nya better than a friend is Ura Chachusika to ko jail. Say nipa no nya better than Victor Solomon ko jail. Are they better than them? So for Ghana, for kwambone so di Ghana sika, you are not better than those who have gone to jail. Name in trying them, no, try them and yet within the remit of our law. Within the practice of our law. So what I say, not again also where they are the papa so and yet try. You don't decide that ube jai jakpa any a friend saying atu forcing. When you what you say ube jai a friend is saying Collins Dowda. And then the chief the chief director who decided say you will let a friend say Opuni and co work free. Then you do selective justice, and that is dangerous. You discontinue, so you are certain president. Obambia ba nasa nenko fo ho akadwemu a no aldan ronko. between 2009 and 2017, do you know the number of MPP people that NDC prosecuted? The court in its own right, under their own administration, said them, acquitted them, and discharged them. After exhausting all their legal capacity, they were acquitted and discharged. One of them here, a friend say Asamoah Boate. Look at the Rambo style and I arrested Asamoah Boate at Ghana airport. Do you still remember? Arrange him. A friend say Bewa and co. The Rambo style, you come with you, and at the end of the day, the court said no. These people did anything to us, and they were set free. Why couldn't a friend say Dominic Aine ensure that all these cases that he's filed nolly prosecuted, that government do not have interest, Ghana do not have interest, should have been exhausted. He wanted to do the same for Jatikwesi, and then Jatikwesi lawyer said no. They will file their case in court in the person of Chachuchi Keta till the court acquitted a friend and say Ura Jatikwesi. So that selective justice should end.
Okay.
And Obia Wafa Sebua Kwanso, Adrimbone Kwanso, Adada Ghana, I'm a Ghana actually Bibiano. Look, Fanny Dina and Ranano.
Okay.
And me can't way out without fear or favor. So for say, Ura Benedict Chibosi Ako aka wound to me. Why you be Wafa Kwambodi Bia? Put him before court.
Okay. All right.
US, they are not a biased state. You and then I say US and Magana Mamefa, friends say Abutrika. Amamefa Nanko. So US do not have anything to stop anybody. Name Emra.
Okay.
Yema Mranya de.
All right.
Enyeju.
All right.
Si Yema Emra ye Juma not transparent muda of fire. Obibia me kura me MPP ni kura me ni be say Ghana mra de eye adwuma na mom sie ko se mra ne ti ase na eye Kojo Dankwah nti yemfa wonko na me ya board ye njamia. It's a bad precedent for our people.
Okay. Beport some cancer say a young fix the position no mukusu and Casanintino fix the position no SSO yen in terminal no mu ekwakoye ABS in a bay also sikanom a bit man done than nwenya a yam home be brain so 5,000 Ghana cedis a fair back on what about 1,000 Ghana cedis as interest in our face no okra 20,000 Ghana cedis for Bosumi Sia obenya 1,820 Ghana cedis as interest also and okra 100,000 Ghana cedis obenya 20,000 Ghana cedis as interested will see kind of so. The batch of Frey Ora Bonnie or no NAM manager will Bayport Financial Services Honor only no ending comma 0245 153 283 0245 153 283 and answer 020 412 5878 020 412 5878 now on the Bayport for ND and Common. Saso na diagnostic herba industry say me kan just 1374 omo de aba e wo eye dwaso ye pa ne ntino ye no aye ko eye high blood sugar na face no ye ko eye high blood pressure na face chronic wounds hepatitis B and C HIV kidney infections liver infections ulcer prostate enlargement bad breath ulcers menstrual pain chronic cough and face asthma chest pains arthritis and face swelling faces nyina no e ba cho mon koto eye diagnostic herba industry for do ni be friend 1374 no na monom na ebebo mo ye pa sa wo pe kwantre ene de ka ho bia mo friend number we 0246 073498 0246 073498 and after 050 1628931 now when a diagnostic herba industry for mo de 1374 274 na ba no oni omo endi enkomo. And a happy birthday to you, Honorable Lucy Amoa, Mama Lou of Esutifi South constituency. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you, Madam, once again. And then a happy birthday to you, Mr. Richmond Boateng, Vice President of Golden Rockstar International Club. This one is from a sweet Freeman. And I feel so if you Nana Adepa Aponsan Yeboah the first, Achim Tafu Chidom Hine, founder and president of Golden Rockstar International Club. Happy birthday to you, Richmond. Radin Show. And then a happy birthday to you, Maverick Owusu Frimpong. This one is coming from Mameya of Tafunshire. So happy birthday to you, Maverick. But I was saying, Hanamde aye Jumedie no ABC Amawo Esan say a court na fia kwako fast sports no on 92.9 and I feel so aye Kessben TV and then on Kessben Plus TV and then on DSTV channel 364 and then on Go TV aye channel 121.